What if history wasn't just a series of random events, but instead a pattern of strange coincidences? From presidents who shared the same fate to events occurring on eerily similar dates, there are some historical moments that seem too weird to be true. Could it be mere chance? Or is there something more to these odd parallels? Let us journey into the annals of history, where we will uncover a tapestry woven with threads of uncanny resemblances. Like echoes reverberating through time, certain events seem to mirror each other with startling precision, leaving us to ponder the forces at play. Join me as we delve into some of the most mind-blowing coincidences in history and explore the inexplicable connections that link seemingly disparate moments in time. Our first expedition takes us to 19th century America, where we encounter Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Lincoln guided his nation through the Civil War, met an untimely end on April 15, 1865, felled by an assassin's bullet. Fast forward to the 20th century, where John F. Kennedy captivated the nation. Elected as the 35th president, Kennedy was assassinated on November 22, 1963, in Dallas, Texas. The parallels between these two presidents are striking. Both were cut down by assassins' bullets. Both were succeeded by men named Johnson and had secretaries named Kennedy and Lincoln, respectively. These eerie echoes have fueled countless theories. Our next journey takes us to the frigid waters of the North Atlantic, where on a fateful night in April 1912, the unsinkable RMS Titanic, a marvel of Edwardian engineering, met its tragic demise. The story of the Titanic has captivated generations, a tale of hubris and human folly set against the unforgiving backdrop of the open sea. But what if I told you that the seeds of this tragedy were sown years earlier, not in a shipyard but in the mind of a novelist? 14 years before the Titanic's ill-fated maiden voyage, a little-known author named Morgan Robertson penned a novella titled Futility. Now, Futility tells the story of a fictional ocean liner, the largest vessel ever built, christened the Titan. Like its real-life counterpart, the Titan was hailed as unsinkable, a testament to human ingenuity and a symbol of man's triumph over nature. But fate, it seems, had other plans. On a cold April night, the Titan, sailing at full speed through the North Atlantic, strikes an iceberg, sealing its doom. The ship, deemed indestructible, sinks beneath the waves, claiming the lives of many souls on board. The parallels between Robertson's fictional account and the real-life tragedy of the Titanic are startlingly similar. Our next expedition takes us to the sun-drenched sands of Egypt, where amidst the ancient ruins and hidden tombs, a tale of mystery and intrigue unfolds. In the Valley of the Kings in 1922, the intrepid archaeologist Howard Carter made a discovery that would reverberate through the ages: the tomb of Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun, a young pharaoh who ruled Egypt over 3,000 years ago, was laid to rest in a tomb filled with treasures beyond imagination. Gold, jewels, and precious artifacts, untouched for millennia, were brought to light, dazzling the world with their splendor. But whispers of a curse etched into the very walls of the tomb began to circulate. Legend had it that those who dared disturb the eternal slumber of the pharaoh would face the wrath of ancient forces. And as the story goes, tragedy struck those connected to the tomb's excavation. Lord Carnarvon, the wealthy patron who funded Carter's expedition, died just months after the tomb's opening, his demise attributed to an infected mosquito bite. Our journey takes us to Europe, 1914, a time of tensions and political intrigue. Europe's great powers engaged in brinkmanship, armies massed, diplomats in frantic negotiations. On June 28, 1914, an event in Sarajevo ignited World War I, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie. The assassin, Gavrilo Princip, a Serbian nationalist, was a member of the Black Hand. Princip, armed with a pistol, saw the Archduke's visit as an opportunity. His initial attempt failed due to a malfunctioning bomb. Believing his chance lost, Princip wandered into a cafe. The Archduke's motorcade took a wrong turn, passing by the cafe. Princip seized the chance and fired. This act, a twist of fate, had catastrophic consequences. Chapter 5. Our next exploration takes us to the realm of popular culture, where fiction and reality intersect in unsettling ways. The events of September 11, 2001, a day seared into the collective memory of the world, shook the very foundations of our sense of security. The images of the Twin Towers collapsing, engulfed in flames, became synonymous with tragedy and loss, a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the most seemingly impregnable structures. But in the aftermath of that horrific day, whispers began to circulate of strange and unsettling coincidences, of eerie foreshadowings in books, movies, and even television shows that seemed to predict the events of 9/11 with uncanny accuracy. One such example is the chillingly prophetic novel The Tower, written by author Richard Martin Stern and published in 1973. The novel tells the story of a massive skyscraper in New York City, a symbol of American might and ingenuity, brought down by a devastating fire that engulfs its upper floors. The similarities between Stern's fictional account and the real-life tragedy of 9/11 are striking. Both involve towering skyscrapers in New York City engulfed in flames, their collapse a symbol of unimaginable loss and destruction. Chapter 6. Our journey now takes us back to the birth of a nation, to the era of America's founding fathers, men who shaped the destiny of a continent. Among these figures, two names stand out: Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of Independence, and John Adams, the second president of the United States. Jefferson and Adams, once close friends and collaborators in the cause of American independence, had a complex and often tumultuous relationship. Their political differences, coupled with personal rivalries, drove a wedge between them, leading to years of estrangement. However, in their twilight years, the two former presidents reconciled, their shared history and common bond proving stronger than their differences. They began a lively correspondence, exchanging letters filled with reflections on their lives, their accomplishments, and the future of the nation they had helped create. On July 4th, 1826, a date forever etched in the annals of American history, both Thomas Jefferson and John Adams breathed their last within hours of each other. The fact that these two titans of American history, men who had played pivotal roles in the nation's founding, died on the same day exactly 50 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence is a coincidence of almost unbelievable proportions. Chapter 7. Our final destination takes us to the seemingly light-hearted world of animated sitcoms, where humor and satire often collide with uncanny predictions of future events. The Simpsons, a cultural phenomenon that has entertained audiences for decades, has gained a reputation for its eerie ability to foresee future events, from political upsets to technological advancements. Over the years, The Simpsons has made numerous predictions that have come true, often with startling accuracy. One of the most famous examples is the show's prediction of Donald Trump's presidency. In a 2000 episode, the show featured a scene with Donald Trump as President of the United States. At the time, the idea of Trump as president seemed outlandish, the stuff of satire. However, 16 years later, Trump's improbable rise to the White House left many wondering if the writers of The Simpsons had a crystal ball hidden away in their writer's room. The show's predictive powers extend beyond the realm of politics. In a 1998 episode, The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, Homer Simpson becomes an inventor and writes an equation on a chalkboard that, according to scientists, predicted the mass of the Higgs boson particle, a fundamental particle in physics, years before it was actually discovered. As we conclude our exploration of history's strange coincidences, we are left with more questions than answers. Whether it's uncanny political parallels, historical events mirrored by fiction, or strange patterns that seem too bizarre to ignore, these examples make us question how much of history is written by chance. Could there be a deeper connection between these events, a hidden hand guiding the course of history? Or are they simply part of an unpredictable world where coincidence reigns supreme? Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between, in the liminal space where chance encounters intersect with the currents of fate.